Hello everyone and welcome to today's video.
Okay, so today's video is a special request via comment. So I guess thank you to the person for torturing my brain. So for today's video, I'm going to be talking about dating. And not dating a blind person, not dating, I'm going to be talking about dating a sighted person, is what I'm trying to say, as a blind person. Now, to be fair, I've only dated one sighted guy, and we only went on one date. And the reason for that is not because I hate sighted people or I don't like sighted people. It's because we just didn't have the chemistry, and we both knew it. So, anyway, I don't really have a lot of experience, but I'm gonna do my best to answer the question that was in the comment. So the question that was in the comment was basically asking, what do you need from a sighted partner, and how's it like dating a sighted person? First of all, the second question first. It's not really any different if you're dating a sighted person or a blind person. It's just that the blind person is gonna understand you more because you and they are blind, so they're gonna get it. Like, you're not gonna have to be like, you have to let me take your elbow or your shoulder or your wrist, and then you have to guide me by going this way or doing this. And with a sighted person, now we're getting into the first part of the question. So with a sighted person, the first thing that I always do, whether I'm dating them or they're just a friend, is I always teach them the proper way to do sighted guide. I always start out with, do you know how to do sighted guide? Some people do, some people don't. Some people only know that blind people can touch your shoulder like that, and they can be guided like that. I never do it that way because everyone is always taller than me, so I always just show them how I put my hand on... Oh no, this is gonna be hard to record. I did not think this through. Okay, so I always show them how I put my whole hand on their elbow, and I put my thumb on the outside like that. I hold their elbow like that, and that's how I put my thumb out. Or that's where I put my thumb. And that is how I do sighted guide. But you can also hold on to someone's wrist like this, and you can do sighted guide like that. Or if you're guiding a little child who is blind, you can have them hold your finger, and it's the same concept. So basically, what the point of sighted guide is to keep us from running into obstacles. I always tell people, if there's an obstacle, you're going to run into it first, and I'm going to know it's there, and I'm going to be able to not run into it. And the whole point of doing sighted guide correctly is that if you're doing it correctly, I can tell by your body motions if you're going to open a door, turn left, turn right, and you don't even have to really tell me, because I can tell by your body what you're going to do, and then I will just follow. Anyway, I will try to do a more in-depth video on sighted guide in the future. It's been one of my long-term plans, but I never can get anyone to help me because I need someone to help me film, and I need someone to be my guide. So I need two people, and I can never get two people in the same area to do what I need them to do at the same time. So anyway, that's always the first thing I do, because I don't want to trip and fall on my face if I'm in a new area. I have really bad orientation skills, which I do need to work on, but if I know that I'm only going to go in this area once with the person, then usually I'll just be like, can you just guide me? But if I know it's more than once, I will try and do it on my own. So basically, I have my sighted date, or I had my sighted date, do proper sighted guide, and I had him give me verbal cues so that I knew that he was going to open the car door and I had him tell me where we were going when we were in the car so that I knew my surroundings. That's often sometimes something that sighted people don't do, is they don't tell you where you're going, and then you're like, where am I? Sometimes I'm able to tell where I'm going by the feel of the road, and sometimes I can't. Mostly if I go to a restaurant, which I try to avoid because I have a nervous stomach, and it's just embarrassing, and so I try to avoid it. But I usually tell the date that, like, in case I need to use the bathroom or whatever. And usually I will tell them, if the person goes to take my order, make sure that you redirect them to me and that you don't answer for me. Because that is important for people to know that I have a mouth and words come out of it. And I have 2 ears, and they are open and able to hear. So I basically ask them to redirect any questions about me to me so that I can answer. Sometimes if the wait staff, and this is from other people, if the wait staff is not helpful, then your sighted partner can read you the menu. But generally, I personally, and some blind people are like, yes, be my eyes all the time, but I personally am like, hey, waiter, waitress, server, come read me this menu. Like, if it's not online and it's not up to date online and they don't have an app and the app is not updated, then I will be like, hey, can you read me this menu because I can't see? And mostly what I would need out of a sighted partner is what I think everybody would need out of a sighted partner, which is someone who would care about me, someone who would love me for me, and someone who is okay with me working and also having a job. But I have really high expectations. These aren't everyone's. I just have seen some relationships and I'm like, dude, your partner is not supporting you at all, and I don't understand why. But anyway, that's just my expectations. Again, that's not like everyone else's. I have a blind aunt, and she always jokes that her husband is her guide dog. And that's fine for some people. But I am a very independent person, and I want to do as much as I can by myself. So, basically, I get really offended when people say, oh, you should date a sighted person so they can take care of you. And I get offended because it's like, you think I can't take care of myself. You think that I can't clean up after myself and clean my house and clean dishes and cook things. Like, that's just the way that I take it. And I know they don't mean it that way. I know they mean, like, giving me rides and stuff. But also, that shouldn't be your sighted spouse's full-time job. Like, you should be able to know how to use public transportation, and I do. I know how to use public transportation. Do I like to use it? Not really. It's okay. I mean, it'll do. But I don't want to rely solely on a sighted person. And yeah, there's not really much to do when you are dating a blind person and you are a sighted person. Just make sure that you're not doing too much for the blind person and that they're not expecting too much out of you. Basically, what I'm saying is communication is key. Like, if you're not communicating about what you want in your relationships and your expectations, then there's a problem, because somebody's not going to be happy. I wouldn't mind dating a sighted person. I have no problem with that. I just have really high expectations that it seems like nobody's gonna be able to meet sighted or blind. And yeah, that's all I have for y'all today. Hope that answers your question. You really put me on the spot there, and I had to think about it. Be sure and give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're brand new. Be sure and ring that notification bell. Make sure it's set to all notifications. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Odyssey. Like my Facebook page. You can find all those on my YouTube page below the About section and down in the description. My email address can be found in the About section of my YouTube page and also down in the description. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye, guys.